Hey there, gorgeous humans. Are you ready to talk about something that might just make you laugh and cringe a little? Today, we're diving into an issue that affects many but is often swept under the rug. And not just because of the dust bunnies. Yes, I'm talking about body odor. It's the invisible oops that can turn flowers in bloom into something a little more blooming hell. And we don't want that. So grab your air fresheners and let's unpack the top 7 hygiene mistakes older women make that can lead to some seriously unpleasant smells. Trust me, you don't want to be known as the human equivalent of an empty cheese factory. But hey, before we jump in, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to join our community, and let's get odor-free together. Remember, sharing is caring, especially when it comes to avoiding pungent pitfalls, like sending your poor grandmother to the family gathering with a scent stronger than a 3-day-old tuna fish sandwich. Let's face it, we all love grandma, but sometimes her enthusiasm for life can translate into a less than pleasing smell. And hey, we've all been there, right? You know that moment when grandma walks into the room and suddenly you feel like you're being enveloped by a cloud of something that resembles a combination of mothballs and burnt toast? It's as if she just gave a warm welcome to a raccoon and adopted generations of strong, lingering scents. And speaking of family gatherings, ever picked up a dish that your Aunt Karen brought over? You know, the one that had "Mystery Meat Surprise" written all over it. There's a reason they call those late-night meals kitchen nightmares. Let's not get sidetracked here, but when grandma serves up her famous mystery casserole, you might want to have a nothink ready. So, how do we tackle these odor obstacles with humor and grace? Sit tight because we're about to explore the top 7 hygiene mistakes older women might be making. And I promise we're going to make it fun. We're on a mission to ensure our beloved matriarchs continue to smell like sweet nostalgia rather than a forgotten gym sock found wedged behind the washer. Alright, let's be those classy family members who can lovingly say, "Honey, it's time for a bit of freshening up." Asterisk. Mistake number 1. Neglecting foot care. Oh, the feet. The unsung heroes of daily life. They take us places, they help us dance, and they also carry a lot of smells if neglected. Now, picture this. Grandma is in her favorite fuzzy slippers, cozying up with a cup of chamomile tea, blissfully unaware that her feet might be staging a rebellion against her ankle socks. Now, let's break down foot hygiene, shall we? Did you know that our feet sweat like they're prepping for an Olympic event? That's right. During a typical day, the feet can produce enough sweat to fill a small kiddie pool. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but you get the idea. So what's the takeaway? A little TLC goes a long way. Section A. Foot odor science. A foot bath with Epsom salts. Chef's kiss. You've got to wash those feet every day, scrub lovingly, even give them a massage. Lighting a scented candle during your foot soak can turn it into an aromatherapy session. Plus, who doesn't want to pamper their tootsies with a little self-love? Section B. You can add foot powder or even those cute little foot masks popularized by beauty influencers. Who knew treating your feet could feel like a spa day? And for those who don't believe in foot care, I'd say you might want to pay a visit to your local nail salon. Because let's be honest, would you want to be around someone whose foot odor could clear a room quicker than a cat with a hairball? And here's a fun little story. Last summer, my grandma wore her favorite sandals to a picnic. Halfway through, her feet started emitting a scent that could only be described as cheesy garden salad. We couldn't figure out if it was the potato salad or grandma's feet that were doing the heavy lifting in the smell department. To save her dinner date from that olfactory nightmare, I graciously handed her a can of foot spray I had lying around. She shrieked, "What on earth is that?" After a quick demonstration, she was on board. Let's just say grandma's feet didn't steal the show that day. They practically disappeared into the background. Question time. What are your favorite ways to pamper your feet? Drop your rituals in the comments below. Mistake number 2. Underarm neglect. Armpits. That delicate zone where the sunshine doesn't quite reach. You'd think with all the advancements in deodorants, there wouldn't be an issue, but alas. So, Grandma believes her trusty old stick of Old Spice from college is doing all the heavy lifting. Our sweet matriarch needs a little intervention. Section A. The historical context. Once upon a time, women would dab a little lemon juice, call it a day and walk out. But in this day and age, don't. You'll want something more than just a splash of citrus. Trust me on that. Section B. So here's the deal. We need to explore some fragrant alternatives. There's roll-on, spray, gel, crystal deodorants, and even natural options. Grandma could even try baking soda or coconut oil blends. By the end of this segment, your grandma will not only thank you, she might just develop a side job as a personal scent consultant. And here's a funny moment to consider. I once overheard Grandma at a family barbecue arguing with Aunt Sue over whose deodorant worked better. Aunt Sue was like, "I prefer my secret fresh rain combo," while Grandma stood firm with her Old Spice and Memories philosophy. The competing smells practically turned the barbecue into a scent-off. I had to intervene and suggest a fragrance truce. No one needed to wrestle through a cloud of smells that could knock over an unsuspecting skunk. Mistake number 3, skincare products. Moving on to skincare. Now, we all know that our skin changes as we gracefully grow older, but you'd better check the expiration date on those lotions, ladies. Grandma could be rubbing on a moisturizer that expired in the same decade as cassette tapes. Section A. The importance of addressing sensitivity. As our skin matures, it tends to become drier, but also more reactive. Discover new products that cater to maturity without the age-old chemical ingredients. No more rubbing her face with that leftover gardenia rosemary lotion that she swears smells like nostalgic youth. And let's be honest, we know it smells like a swamp in July. Section B. Let's find frills and thrills. Natural oils like argan or jojoba can leave her feeling like a young goddess without that weird smell that could turn heads for all the wrong reasons. The story goes, I gifted Grandma a set of luxurious skincare products once. I believed I was giving her the fountain of youth. But a week later, she called me panicking, saying she smelled like a mixologist's bad margarita. Turns out, a few of those exotic fragrances didn't sit well with her. Who knew that enthusiasm could lead us to scented adventures? Mistake number 4, diet choices. Let's get real about the dinner table. While Grandma's famous spicy bean chili has become a family tradition, it's time we had a little chat about body odor and food choices. Section A. Foods that contribute to odor. Garlic lovers, prepare your apologies. Section B. We also need to focus on hydration. Hydrating fruits like watermelon or cucumbers can work wonders. So let's add more fresh salads and less of that 5-alarm chili to Grandma's recipes. Want to know a secret? The last Christmas dinner was nearly a disaster thanks to Grandma's experimental, garlic-loaded dishes. By dessert, I could have sworn I'd smell it in my nightmares. We made a pact that following Thanksgiving, we'd lean into more fresh fruits, and guess what? She ended up with a dish that was not only colorful but odor-free. Don't underestimate the power of a bowl of fruits at the table. It was like a tropical paradise instead of a garlic factory gone rogue. And let's face it, scent of garlic is not what anyone romantically wishes for in a holiday dinner. Question time. What's your go-to healthy meal or snack that keeps you smelling fresh? Let me know below. Mistake number 5, overdoing the fragrance. Now, onto a classic blunder, using too much perfume. The art of subtle fragrance is sometimes lost on our beloved matriarchs. They want to smell good, but when a scent is so strong it could rival a skunk in mating season, we need to have a chat. Have you ever experienced someone entering the room and instantly thought, "Oh, someone's been bathing in perfume again"? Yep, that's the dazzling fragrance spell gone wrong. Section A. Let's explore the fine line between pleasant and overpowering. The golden rule. Less is more. Section B. Grandma could learn a thing or two about where to apply fragrance. Spraying it on pulse points instead of taking a shower in it can create a more lasting and pleasant experience. I remember the time Grandma decided to channel her inner Hollywood starlet by dousing herself in this exotic perfume from the clearance rack. Picture our family reunion, where Aunt Janet came in wearing her own perfume and suddenly we had a turf war. Who smelt worse? Aunt Janet's fresh lavender, or Grandma's blaring jasmine. It was like a duel of odors. A few brave souls ended up in a neck holding hug, thinking they'd entered a mosh pit of floral confusion. Mistake number 6. Hair care neglect. Let's give a little love to those fabulous halos on our heads. We often forget that hair can harbor odor, especially if it's not washed regularly. Ever come across someone whose hair smelled like it moonlighted as a deep fryer? Yep, that can happen too. Section A. The importance of washing hair regularly. Yes, even for our darling grandmas. You don't have to wash it every day, but let's not wait until it gets so greasy you could fry an egg on it. Section B. Maybe grandma didn't get the memo about dry shampoo being a game changer. It's like a magic potion for busy days. A hilarious moment happened during a family gathering when grandma declared she was going to try the latest TikTok trend with her hair. Let's just say the result was akin to living in a haystack. I mean, we loved her, but only she could pull off that unwashed chic look. After a gentle chat over tea, she reluctantly tried some dry shampoo and an entire world opened for her, as did everyone's nostrils. Question time. What's your favorite hair care product that never fails? Share it below. Mistake number 7. Underwear and clothing choices. Now let's tackle the wardrobe situation. Yes, Grandma, I love that vintage sweater, but if it smells like it has been to the moon and back, it's time to reassess. Section A. Fresh undergarments are crucial. Let's commit to changing those everyday essentials more frequently and finding fabrics that breathe instead of suffocating us. Section B. And just as important, does she need another scarf from 1985? It might look pretty, but does it smell like your old college dorm? No one wants that lingering around. A funny story. Grandma once insisted she wore her lucky t-shirt for bingo night. We had to practically tie a rope around our noses. It was my duty as a humble grandchild to suggest that luck might be better found in clean clothes instead of those ancient threads. Imagine the joy when she showcased her new wardrobe fresh out of retirement. So there you have it. 7 hygiene mistakes that could make even the most loving of grandmothers a stinky legend in her own right. Balanced foot hygiene, regular underarm care, fresh skin care, mindful eating, light fragrance, hair care, and a fresh wardrobe can all change the olfactory game. Remember, humor and love go a long way in helping our beloved elders navigate these changes with grace. Because let's be real, we're all in this together to ensure that our dear grandmothers don't turn into the smelly tales that get passed down through family folklore. You see, hygiene isn't just about keeping clean. It's about preserving the joy of living, because while we all appreciate a good laugh, no one wants to be the punchline of a fragrance gone wrong story. Let's keep them smelling like the fresh, loving beings they truly are. So, can we all agree on one thing? Cleanliness can lead to confidence, and everyone deserves that, no matter their age. You don't want grandma showing up to your wedding and having folks secretly whisper, "What's that old shoe smell?" Let's make sure we keep the vibe fresh for ourselves and our loved ones with humor and a touch of fun. After all, laughter is the best medicine, and we wouldn't want it smelling like a leftover cold pizza, now would we? Asterisk. Thank you for joining me on this sensational journey. If you learned something today, or even just had a good laugh, don't forget to hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more fun content. And remember, we're all responsible for making the world a better place, one fresh grandma at a time. If you have your own funny hygiene stories, I'd love to hear them. What's the most bizarre smell you encountered at a family gathering? Let's share some laughs in the comments below. So what topics do you want me to cover next? Skincare secrets? Food tips? Let me know and I might just feature you in my next video. Until next time, keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep smelling as sweet as a flower garden. Just no skunk vibes, please.